2020. This is the heroes, the service heroes. We are talking about heroes today. Service heroes, 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. And I know I said we were going to have Sanjay on to honor as our service hero, and yes, we are. However, I have the beautiful, amazing RaeAnn Gardner with us, and you have a big part that you're playing in this story, don't you?
I do. I do. I nominated Sanjay because he's just an amazing human being, and so I nominated him for the show. I love this show. It's awesome.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I love it when we have fans of the show. That's very cool. So as you can see, guys, on you can see that right now we are waiting for the entrance of our service hero. He should be here shortly. And in the meantime, this is Sanjay, and we met him at the same time, didn't we?
We did. We met him at Unstoppable in February, down at Naples, Florida, and I was just so moved by him, his energy, the energy around him, the way he presents himself. And actually, it was a post that I saw the first night, I was laying in bed and going through Facebook, and I saw this post. And I remember waking up, trying to wake up Erin and everything.
I know.
Because
I laugh, guys,
she was
because
passed out.
I was in. We were roommates there, right? Total
Yes,
disclosure. So I
yes.
laugh because you know, I'll tell
You
you
were
this.
out cold.
All of us. I was about to say that. I was going to say all of us that had an opportunity to get a little bit of sleep during that time. We were, because it was. It was a period of time, and it was right before the pandemic and the shutdown, and one of
Yes,
the last big events right
yes.
there at the end of
Right at
February,
the
and
end.
the energy that was there,
Mm,
it really was one that it flowed through us, with us. It was electrical, it was magical, and it was exhausting, because when you have that kind of frequency that's going on, I mean, we were energized. Oh my gosh. I mean, these two, they really were. They were doing shenanigans at night and stuff.
Shenanigans, yes.
Yeah, it was there. The people that were there were similar to Sanjay in that they just had an energy that brought you in.
Yes, everybody, it just was what a great group of heart-centered people where you could actually feel the energy flowing through everybody. And
Mm-hmm.
just to have the opportunity to meet people that you've only seen online and then to actually feel the energy in person is just 100 times what you feel through the video, which is such a
Mm-hmm.
gift, right? And
Oh yeah.
um, so for me, I was just flipping through Facebook that night and I saw this post of this amazing, oh, hi, Helene. Um,
Yes, I'm
I see
bringing on hello to
her.
our ambassadors, to our buddies, to the fans of the show. I want to welcome all of you. We are waiting for our hero of today, and I want to just say, and then let you finish the thought, but you've been on a lot of the shows and a lot of the events lately where we've had this happening, right? Where something happens, they've got something else to take care of, or they're doing something else, and then we put that energy out there. It's been amazing. It's been beautiful. It's been very uh, confirming of intentions to me. What about you? You know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, we put it out there, and all of a
Ma
sudden, boom.
Magic happens. Magic has been happening. And I'm learning a lot about that, just trusting in that if you if you put that out there, if you voice it, if you go with your intuition and it's meant to happen, everything will just come in, and it will happen. It will
Mhm.
happen for you because it's meant to happen for you, which is just this, it's just this energy and overwhelming understanding of how to start manifesting, right? We talk about that
Mhm.
before. You've had people on that are great manifestors, and you
Yeah.
know, working on on that because I think that's just such an amazing thing. It's magic. It's been happening, especially in this time that we're in, and isolation, and you have
Mhm.
that quiet time, and you
Mhm.
start to listen to what's inside of you and what you're meant to be doing. And things are
It
happening.
it's incredible, and I want to recognize that Christopher Kaysen. We said hello with flipping
Hi.
through, and then we've got Caroline Opinde, and Caroline, I just hats off to her once again because she is the editor, creator, founder of the NGO Whisperer dynasty of magazines and a TV show and an organization that is supporting nonprofits throughout the world
Amazing.
and working within the UN Charter of the Need. So, Chemo Buddies for Life, of course, is one of the ones that she does. Support us and by really helping our message to get out there. Thank you for that, Caroline. And because we do fit under the Charter for Health, because Chemo Buddies for Life, of course, many of you know that I am also the president and co-founder of the 501c3 nonprofit that RaeAnn is very involved with. Thank you for doing that and being with us and supporting us and in the trenches with us. And I don't know, but I this is a wonderful opportunity, and I'm thinking it's not an accident. Is that intentional piece that we were just talking about, the magic, and that is possibly right now, whoever's going to watch this show needs to know about Caroline, needs to know about the UN Charter, and needs to understand that there are areas in the world that are still in need of a lot of focus, of which, believe it or not, some of the health challenges that are out there have gotten the focus and they're not as much of an issue now. Cancer is one of them that is. And our program through Chemo Buddies for Life actually fits within the charter to say, we've got some solutions to help make it a better situation. And just as the magic happens, we have our hero of today. I am going to bring up our service hero,
Yay.
Sanjay Shah, who is nominated by this beautiful woman by the name of RaeAnn Gardner. Hello, Sanjay, and
Hello
welcome
again, guys.
to the Service Hero Show. I want to
Thank you.
recognize you and let you know that I invited. I don't always do this, but in certain special occasions, I do, and I felt inspired to invite the lovely, beautiful woman that nominated you to be a service hero, and that is RaeAnn. And RaeAnn, now that we have our service hero here, what I'd
Yes.
like to do is have you once again share why it is that you came to me. You felt very inspired. You said, Tamara, you need. It wasn't even I want to nominate. It
Yeah.
was seriously, Tamara, you need to bring Sanjay on to the show, and I just need to tell you, you need to do it. And then it was a matter of you and I visiting, Sanjay, and then I got to know you that much more, and I was already in agreement because I knew that there was something from when we were at Unstoppable. I felt it also. But why don't you, RaeAnn, and if you want to even tie in your beautiful painting there, because all of
Oh,
it kind of comes together is what I'm feeling right now.
oh,
Because of the fact that right now, for you to know, Sanjay, this is a show that I've done. I was counting the shows, and I was telling RaeAnn I was up all night loading them and everything, because I still am in the process of bringing them out to YouTube right now. And I think I've done somewhere between 400 and 600 shows. I'm in the process of counting right now. And
Wow.
and when I was talking to her about this, and I was having an opportunity last night to go over some of these shows and see exactly who it is and how they inspired it, and then what has happened since that show, because this show actually is a lot of fun and things actually happen from them. And we have you right now, RaeAnn, that nominated Sanjay. You have the healing through art. You have your picture right there. I'd love for you to take a moment and explain why it is and what it is that the involvement for Sanjay. And then I'm actually going to go down from the line for a moment and give you to this magical time, because I see it as that, and then I'll be right back up. Okay?
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Well, everybody, I just wanted to introduce you to Sanjay, who is just such a beautiful, energetic, blessed soul. And I met him at Unstoppable, like we were talking about. And Sanjay creates these masterpieces of jewelry that actually help people, heal people, and are symbols of, and I'll let him tell his story, but for me, I had seen a post at Unstoppable the first night when we were trying to go to bed, and um, I had to wake up Aaron because I was just so excited. I could feel it was about his jewelry and I could feel the energy off of it. I was just so excited. I did wake her up. I almost fell off the bed. Everything's good. I didn't do a head dive, but I almost did. And I'm like, I need to meet him. I need to meet him. And so I made it a point to approach you at Unstoppable and make sure that we met. And it was just a beautiful, you have such a beautiful energy about you. And when I came back home, life gets busy and we were moving and stuff. And one afternoon, I was gonna take a nap, and all of a sudden, Sanjay came into my mind, and it was like, message him now. And I'm like, I want to take a nap, but okay. So I messaged you, and we ended up having this really great conversation. And I got to know you even more, which was just such a special moment for me. And your energy is just very calming, and it has a healing to it, which is pretty cool. So I just want to say that to you. I'm so excited about all the people that are on and commenting, because I just want the world to know you, Sanjay. Like, I've gotten the chance to know you, and I'm gonna show you. She brought up my painting, and I've been going through a lot of growth. Let's just say growth since Unstoppable. I've been going through at a fast pace, and I ended up doing a portrait of how I see myself. And this happened after a lot of energy growth and a lot of spiritual growth, and even after our conversation, Sanjay, and receiving the necklace that you picked out for me. So I'm gonna see if I can, was that fit in there? So this is how I see myself. And if I bring it in closer and you see the heart, there's a person in there, and that's me at the center of the heart. And up above is the energy that comes down from the divine, from the universe, from God, and it filters through the sun, because the sun is my energy. It fulfills me, it warms me, and it gives me energy. And then that energy comes down into the heart, which then I bring down into the world. And I also have angel wings. So that's what this painting is about. It's I just did it last week, and I was up all night doing it, and it was very special, and I ended up crying afterwards. But it's such a good tool to draw out or paint out, how you see yourself, who you are inside. And so Sanjay has this beautiful line of jewelry and things you can wear that can connect you to yourself. They can also connect you. Oh, look at, she's got pictures, Sanjay. She's so cool.
She's so good.
So cool. Look how gorgeous this is. And you can just, when we saw the jewelry in person on Unstoppable, it was like you're so drawn to it, and you could feel the energy coming off of it, and you could feel the warmth of it and the love that goes into it, which is just amazing. And I had Sanjay use his intuition. I kind of put a little challenge on him, and I'm like, I want you to pick out what you think is good for me. And so I have this amazing piece on, and I've not taken it off. I wear it, I take it off at night, but I wear it every day. And I can testify to how wonderful it has made me feel, how much better it has made me feel, and how it helped with anxiety. And it also helped me with the level of pain that I'm in, and I'm able to walk every day more comfortably. And yeah, so everybody, this is Sanjay. Look at him, he's so great.
Thank you for taking the time and really sharing, because that's why I wanted this to be a very special moment between the two of you. Because, this is where we really have been focusing, and thank you also, Sanjay, just to let everybody know that you visited in our closed group last night in Chemo Buddies for Life on Magic Monday, which is always a wild ride.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of Mr. Toad's Wild Ride from Disneyland going along with a little of the, frequency world visits, the fairy kingdom with sparkly stuff, right? What do you think of that, Sanjay?
Well, thank you for that welcome, Tamara. I mean, this show is incredible. You do an amazing job as a host. I've seen you do this before, and I've not seen anybody do it better. So wonderfully done. And RaeAnn, thank you for welcoming me here. And that picture looks just like you, by the way. I can feel when I met you, I could feel all that energy coming out of you. So like I can totally see that is you.
Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you so much. What a gift.
I would completely agree with you, Sanjay, because I actually met this beautiful woman at an event also in the middle of the night, or kind of in the middle of the afternoon, evening, kind of like through like this whole magical, crazy event where we kind of pick her up along the way. We go from this place to that place. We just literally flew in that day and then got picked up and went from this event to this event to that event. And she calls and she's like, "Where are you guys? I'll get an Uber and meet you." And so we kind of grab her, and then we keep going on our merry way. And then we arrive in the middle of the night and find out we're going to be roommates. And from that point on, it has been an incredible inspirational journey, the kind of things that have happened being around this woman, and I'm seeing the same thing happen with the two of you and kind of like all of us together and combined. And that's why with all of you here, and it's really interesting who's coming. I love it so very much. I want to recognize and see where I was at with everyone. Let's see, we Skip it come in. Welcome, Skip. And then Skip. We have Aaron here, self-portrait of an angel. And your co-host from last night. So what'd you think of that for those that are not aware of what we do in Chemo Buddies for Life in the community piece of it, right now we have every evening an opportunity that is hosted by different individuals, and each one of the nights has a different theme. Monday night seems to always be a favorite around because we have Aaron Houchin and RaeAnn Gardner. And sometimes they bring on a magical guest. And last night, you, Sanjay, were the magical guest. And it was a fun evening. What did you think of it, Sanjay?
It was amazing. I just really enjoyed being with the group, and you guys made me feel so special, and I want to thank you for that. And I mean, the way you guys do this for the community is fantastic. We're all here. We've got this purpose to help uplift everybody. So I just wanted to thank you for doing that.
Well, thank you, and thank you to our two hosts of the chat, Aaron and RaeAnn. And so now we're going to feature you as the service hero that you are. And I would really like to give you an opportunity right now to, I have to say, last night when I was listening to your story, I teared up. I think we all did. We all did. And I had already had an opportunity to visit with you via Zoom, which was a beautiful experience. And yet I didn't know what you shared last night. And it made a lot of sense. And are you, before we go into it, I want to ask permission. Are you open to talking about it in a public forum?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
Everything I talked about yesterday, I'll let you guide me with the questions, but I'll be happy to I'm very open with all of that.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm gonna do my best to stay up with the chat on what's going on here too, because and yes, your growth is unstoppable. I would say that, and I bet both of you would agree that all of the individuals that went to Unstoppable, the growth, especially, it's interesting how that was such a springboard into a pandemic swimming pool, that worldwide, sharing of the events, and the tools that we were given, the energy and the love that was shared. Don't you believe really set us up to be unstoppable through this period of time?
It was such a gift. Yeah.
I definitely agree. I mean, everybody there, it was just so amazing. People were entrepreneurial, yet their goal was not just to make a ton of money, it was to help people. And through that, you earn your income. But I've never been in a group like that where everybody was into serving other people. And that was fantastic. And then just staying in touch with everybody and interacting and sharing things has been great. So I'm so fortunate, and I'm so grateful that we were able to attend that before everything got closed down.
Yeah. I agree.
And it looks as though possibly the host of the Unstoppable, there was a clue that possibly he may have stopped by, or he may still be here. If you're still here, please announce yourself. And we would love to hear. And the host, of course, Jason Cisneros, also known as the Bald Avenger. And I don't know if you know this, Sanjay, but you are right now on the same screen with the inspiration of the Misfit Nation, RaeAnn Gardner. Did you know that?
Wait, what does that mean?
That means that Jason started the Misfit Nation because of an event that RaeAnn and Jason were at, and a moment in time. And the reason I go here, and Jason, if you're here, I'd love to just hear from you, but the reason I share this is that you never know when, where, who, how, why. One moment in time may change history. And there was a moment in time that took place. We won't go into the details of it. However, there was a moment in time. Thus started a whole movement that now is supporting, nonprofits such as Chemo Buddies for Life. And when you start putting those cards together, the dominoes start falling, you start seeing the picture clearer. It's going to go back to what you're doing, Sanjay. However, it's like for all of us that are here right now, you never know. And when we can be grounded, when we can have ourselves open to the universe, when we can have our hearts like that beautiful painting that you did, that self-portrait, RaeAnn, and we can do exactly what your passion and purpose is all about now, Sanjay. If we really are ready, anything is possible at any moment, right?
Absolutely. Like somebody said in the comments here, every day is a choice, right? So we make a choice on what we
Yes,
want to do and not be limited in what we can accomplish.
absolutely. Absolutely. RaeAnn, would you have ever seen yourself as uh, an an icon to start a whole movement? Let's just put it that way.
No, no, I would have never imagined that. I always have said that, how did a small town Minnesota girl end up meeting such wonderful, powerful, heart-centered people? Like I still am in so much awe of the blessings that have fallen upon me, and then to be able to connect with all these people who are just service orientated, heart centered, and it's just I would have never guessed it, Tam. I could have never even dreamed that up. And so I'm very humbled by all of it. And I know that everything happens for a reason. I believe that with all of my heart, and that that's what propels us forward, is getting through all those things that happen, and accepting, so it's very humbling. Yeah, I would have never guessed it.
Okay, so now we're going to get into your story, Sanjay, with that.
All right. Well,
Um,
I'm just impressed. Like, what an amazing creator you are, RaeAnn. Like all these things you're visualizing, and hopefully we can all learn to be unlimited in our thinking and bring all this stuff into our experiences.
Thank
absolutely.
you.
And collectively, and right now, again, I used to number the service hero shows, and now I'm dating them because I want people to be able to go back in history. I'm a big history nut, and I love being able to look at what was happening. For example, in genealogy, what was happening around the time that my great 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 grandmother lived, at this period of time, because it's fascinating to not only see what, where, but possibly the why. Right now, today, on May the 12th, 2020, many of us, are in. I have to be careful with my verbiage because I tease a lot, guys. I'm a big teaser. But the truth is, the stay at home orders, many are still under them. Not all are. Some, we are now in, a phasing out of some of it. Where it's going to go, who knows? However, I believe that this period of time has given a real focus to what we have as tools to be able to go out and make a difference. Because if you truly are unstoppable, it equates to you are unstoppable. It doesn't matter what the world is saying is happening. The world has its frequency, love has its frequency, Hope has its frequency. Life has its frequency, and it has a way of figuring out how to continue going. And that's what we're doing here with this show. And I'm grateful so many are showing up. Now, Sanjay, you shared in the closed group last night that there, like what was just shared with RaeAnn, in that moment of time, the who, what, when, where, why, you had a series and you had a few things happen that were your who, what, when, where, whys that were pretty significant, right?
Right. Yep.
Why don't you walk us through that? Because when you start talking about one day it was one way, and then you get, I believe, a phone call, and then now it's another way. And last night you were talking to a group of people that are accustomed to that life-changing phone call, right? A lot of people now in the world are saying, well, that phone call could equate to a stay-at-home order that's been put out through the airwaves in another way, universally throughout the world. It's similar to that phone call for some. They're affected by that right now. And so your story is I believe, the fact that you're willing to share it, I want to say thank you. And so how did that go?
So to what you're saying, we all have challenges in our lives, and we could either choose to go downwards, or we could choose to really rise up and understand a whole lot more of what's going on when we're faced with these challenges. And I know a lot of people have gone through illnesses themselves. For me, as I was saying on yesterday's call, for me it was getting the call one night at like 3-4 in the morning from my cousin in out of state, that our brothers had been in a car accident, and that they'd both been killed instantly. They hit a tree and the car caught on fire, and we never got to see them because it was just, there's nothing to see. And but I felt filled with this strength somehow. I don't know. It was my parents' anniversary actually, and we'd planned a whole day for them to enjoy, and now I had to go over to my parents' house and break that news to them. And it was, but I was able to talk to them for a good hour before gently breaking that news. And then, as I was mentioning yesterday, then my brother came to me in a dream that week, and he gave me a hug, and he said, "I'm okay." And and I might have dismissed that, but I knew from what I learned afterwards, I knew that was real and that happened. And then, after that, 9 months later, my father passed away suddenly. So it was another situation that was really unexpected. And again, I felt filled with this strength. It was just amazing. And so after that, I started asking, like, what happens after we die? Like, why are we here? What's our purpose? What's God? What are we in relation to God? And I started asking these questions, and then I would come across all the answers, and different things I would read, and I learned about this whole universe of knowledge that's out there, all these great teachers, and just kept reading and going to conferences and learning. And it was amazing in this whole new world. Like, we tend to just live our days going to work, coming home, making dinner, watching TV and taking care of the kids. And it's like the same thing like that. And it's not until something happens in your life that kind of shakes things up for you. That Firewalker picture. So yeah, then it, as sad as it was and unfortunate it was, it ended up creating great evolution in my life. And there's just so many things that would have never happened if I hadn't faced this type of a challenge. But after learning all these things, I wanted to start sharing that with other people, and not in terms of like, telling people this is what it is, but just opening that door gently and letting everybody kind of get a little bit of information. And I found out it was resonating with people so much, and I was just sharing and sharing, and then I got the idea. I wanted to do this more like really wanted to uplift people in a way that people could keep all these positive messages with them all the time. And so I went to this Tony Robbins event. You showed that Firewalker picture, so that's we had walked on fire there to walk through our fears and show that we are unstoppable. So then we did this visualization, and the question was like, if we could do anything that we would want, and time didn't matter, the money didn't matter, nothing mattered except what our desire was, what would we do? And so in that visualization, I was like, you know what, I want to make something people can wear that will give them all these great messages, teach them to be unstoppable, to break through your limitations, to be one with other people, to love yourself unconditionally no matter what. And so I started building all these things into bracelets, and then people were buying them and wearing them for years. And I was just like, wow, I can't believe I never learned. I never took courses in how to make anything. It just like kind of came to me, and I was just doing it. And I mean, it's some of the toughest, I'm very, very attention focused. So like everything is like very, very solid. So just seeing everybody wearing it and enjoying it was just an amazing experience. And so, I went again to another Tony Robbins event, and I'm like, how can I take this even further? How can I help people change their state? Because when we're in that positive state, like when we're uplifted, we can do so much. I mean, we can create so many things. Like when you're down here, you're feeling bad and everything. So we want to try to raise everybody's vibration. And so I looked at all the different things that change the way we feel. And so there was the symbols and the words that remind us on how to live. But then there's also aromatherapy, which when you smell something, like when you smell peppermint, it helps you feel focused. When you smell lavender essential oil, it can make you feel really relaxed if you have any anxiety or anything like that. So I started developing the aromatherapy necklaces. I'm not wearing mine right now, but the one that RaeAnn is wearing right there.
Yes.
So that when you smell that, it goes straight to your brain, and it changes the way you feel in an instant. And so there was that. And then I'm like, okay, so then we're all vibration, we're everything is energy. And so these gemstones that people have been using for thousands of years change the way people feel. Like you start tuning your body to the vibration of the gemstone, whether it's like being calmed, being focused, or protecting your energy. So I started incorporating gemstones into the jewelry, and then I came across this frequency, the earth frequency imprinting, and I was just really amazed just at how I could just totally be solid at balancing when I was wearing these pieces. And that was enough for me. But after I started like incorporating that into some of the pieces, and I would hear the stories from people on how it made them feel, I was like, wow, this is even cooler. And so I know RaeAnn had given some information about how she felt when she wore hers, but like I always feel great, so I don't know if it's to, this partially what I do inside myself, but also these pieces I think help to elevate my vibration as well.
And and thank you for sharing all of that, because you helped to tell the story, and I wanted really you and to tell the story in your words, uninterrupted, because there's an energy to you that is how do you put it without saying really weird kind of, but it's almost addictive, because, and I will say that in a very loving and thoughtful way, because when we were there at Unstoppable, I mean, first of all, this guy can move on a dance floor. Let's just tell you.
Wow.
I mean, if
Oh, yeah.
anybody was out there really, and I'm thinking maybe it has, I'm getting it now. It has everything to do with the balance. It has everything to do with, the frequency and the mojo and all in, because it was like all eyes on Sanjay. I was like, who's that guy? Who is he? Because I had I had noticed you, but there on that dance floor, it was like all eyes on you, and it wasn't in a boastful, weird, like, there's those times where some people are like, oh, okay, yeah, here I am, spotlight, no, it wasn't that at all. It was there was just this draw. What do you want to say, RaeAnn? You have your words are coming.
Joy, like
yeah,
joy.
Yeah, you're right.
It just emanated joy. I couldn't, I was like, I couldn't be on the dance floor, and everything in me just felt like, okay, dance for me, because I loved it. I loved it, but it was joy, pure joy. Yeah.
Exactly. And I love this because let me tell you something about our Helene, our ambassador of the chat that is always welcoming everyone. I don't know if you guys understand how inspired this woman is. And when she writes, her words truly come from a unique divine space that she puts it so just as she gets it, and here. And so whenever she writes things like this, I want to take it in and give it a bit of a moment, because here it is. The gift you may not know you have walks through you. It's a blessing you receive in you. And Helene, thank you for sharing that right now here on the public page, because I couldn't say it better. Really, truthfully, here I'm joking because I have a tendency to do that, guys. It's just in my nature. However, in truth, there's something so unique about your whole existence and the energy that you do share, and so it's really interesting, because you could someone that could be watching this could be saying, oh yeah, it's just, we're just looking at the jewelry, where's the pitch, on and on. Guys, that's not what this is about. If that's what you think, please rethink your thinking. That's not what I do on this show. I am all about how is someone serving someone. And the fact that I am bringing out his jewelry right now, truly, to me, and since I'm the host, I get to make that decision. I see it as service, because this man, if anybody knows his history, you were a very successful businessman, right, Sanjay? You had a pretty decent career going on. You had the, if you will, all the little bells and whistles and everything that anybody would want to say, oh yes, he's made it, he's successful, there you go, right?
Yeah. So I was working my professional job for 20 plus years in the business field. And I had to make a decision in January, and it was like my work was getting so busy in my day job that I couldn't do both anymore. And so it's like, which one am I going to choose? My heart's purpose and my passion, or this job? I have to step out of my comfort zone to go do this other thing full time, where I don't know what kind of income I'm going to have, but I just had faith that this is what I had to bring to the world, and that was my purpose, and that's why I just decided to leave my salary behind and do this. And of course, now this whole stay-at-home thing happened, right? So I can't go out and do all the things that I need to do. But I could have been really down about that and thought like, what a bummer, it was a bad time to leave and all that. But really, I've been wanting to push myself to go online for more for many years, and it's just been one of those things that I was kind of comfortable going out and doing shows and seeing people face to face. Where this whole experience, as I always look at, like, why is whatever happening, like, how can I grow from this experience? And so I decided, you know what, this is a perfect opportunity for me to really do everything I need to do to communicate to people online. And so that's what it pushed me to. And so I feel very good about that.
Thank you for sharing. And I wanted people to understand that, and I have said this before on the Service Heroes show. If you haven't seen it, then you're seeing it now. And that is that we can give service through our employment, our job, our businesses. And when we go over and above, when we have the stories that inspire others because of the choices that are being made, there's nothing wrong. I come from a family of entrepreneurs and business people, and there's nothing wrong with providing a living for your family. It's the way we go about it, the choices behind it. And so that I wanted to make that very clear, guys, in that I completely respect the choices that this man has made, that Sanjay has made, and why he has made them. Because especially RaeAnn, and I thank you for being here right now, and thank you for having that inspirational, beautiful painting right there to your right, to our left, because the community that we serve, you and I, you help within the Chemo Buddies for Life. It's a community of people that are looking how to live their days to the very best of their abilities, because they have been given, and I'm going to put it this way because I'm a survivor, the gift. You're a survivor, RaeAnn. You probably would agree with me. The gift of realizing how important life is. And that each day is a day we do not want to waste. We want to live it to the very best of our ability, but sometimes we have pain. Sometimes we may have side effects. Sometimes we may have out and out. We may be in treatment. We may have just been diagnosed. Whatever it may be. Now, with the pandemic going on, we may be in stay-at-home orders. We may have lost our jobs. We may have family we've lost. We may have family that's frontline or that is currently in a situation in a hospital somewhere that don't know what the outcome is. I want to submit to all of you right now that we are sensitive to all of that. And that is why today's show, I also want to suggest this, is that we as a collective group, a collective body, we have within Chemo Buddies for Life has declared 2020 to be the year of love. And when you have someone that has a business that is helping people to relieve pain, to ground themselves so they don't have the anxiety, to possibly even help naturally for them to have balance, and so that they can go out and do some yoga or stretch without fear and those type of things. That is service. And beyond that, that is a gift to the world. So I want to say thank you for that. I wanted to say it publicly, and I wanted to say it here. And so people understand that, sure, if you want to buy a necklace, I wouldn't blame you. However, there's a story to this that is so much bigger. So let's get into, I want to look at the time. We're doing good. Let's get into the uniqueness of your items, because you were telling me that there in the very beginning, you found some really cool ways to have some really cool stuff. Yeah, it wasn't so cool to you because it was creating some physical issues. And
yeah,
we won't go too much into that because I want to get into the next. So you had to, so you decide, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going at a good clip. I got some people that like it. They like this and they're showing up. Yet I have to pivot because it's not good for me personally, and it's harming me. So I need to find a way that it doesn't harm me and it is still making a difference for everyone. And you came across something that I still don't quite understand how it happens, but from everybody that is talking about their experience with it, they're saying it's absolutely is happening. So you somehow take jewelry or items and infuse. I'm going to let you finish that. Infuse what?
Oh, I mean, of course, I put a lot of love when I make everything, but there is a process to. If you're speaking about the whole frequency thing,
Yes.
I work with a person who has a machine. It's a kind of lengthy process that it imprints the Earth's frequency into it, because everything is like vibration and frequency, right? And so it's put into this machine long enough where it becomes part of the beads, becomes part of the necklaces, so that when I put them all together, it has all that in it.
I have a question from Sherry McQueen, one of our, she was newly just, I tongue in cheek, but the promotion goes with a lot more volunteer hours and energy that she's putting into Chemo Buddies for Life. So she was just made one of our new senior ambassadors. Thank you, Senior Ambassador Sherry McQueen,
Hi,
for
Sherry.
your volunteer hours and everything and your belief and support of Chemo Buddies for Life. She has a question. Are the necklaces and your items lead and nickel free?
Yeah, so there's no lead in them. Now, they're surgical grade. The necklaces are like kind of like almost surgical grade stainless steel, and surgical steel or stainless steel inherently has some small nickel percentage in there, but I've never heard of anybody being affected by it. However, if you have severe metal allergies, that's something that you would have to see if it's right for you or not.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And if anybody has any other questions right now, I'd love for you to be asking them. Sanjay, you are blessed with all that is in you. You will keep growing in where you are, want to be in where you want to be in your life. And thank you, Helene, for
Thank you,
sharing
Helene.
that. Yes. And yes, life is worthy to live. And that's something really big, because many of our buddies that have been through the struggle have had those moments in time where they've had to make that decision, if it is something that they're still going to put the energy in for that existence here in this realm, in this lifetime. And that's one of the reasons that I'm also so thrilled to have you here, because you have a sensitivity within you, which in truth, I don't want to say this wrong, but a lot of business people don't always necessarily come from this place also. They're those unique ones. We have many of our leadership, and I could just go down the list, so many. That's what who they are genuinely in them. And that's why I believe that they're called to work with an organization such as ours or others like ours, because it just fuels the passion and that continues it going. You as a businessman, you make this, you have, and that's why I put that. I don't know if anybody noticed it, but I was having some fun. I was listening. I was having some fun with the pictures, but I put that flame behind you from the Tony Robbins event, kind of like the phoenix rising out of your situation. It's like, okay, he's rising out, and how is he rising out, and then how is he going to affect the world? Our phoenix, Sanjay Shah, and you now have this business. It is a business. It is your business. I'm very happy that you were here talking about it. It is a business that, though it is a business, it is bigger than a business, because what you are doing is you have taken your heart, which is in total alignment with what our organization has declared this year or this decade to be the year of love. You're taking your love, you're helping to infuse with the people you got to have others around. That's our message. Don't do anything alone. So you get your tribe together, you get your people together, you find the very best things that you can find, And then you create these items that for the individual, it is individualized. It comes to them, and there's an emblem, or there are beads that you can wear, and there's all these things, and then you can infuse them, like you were saying, with the essential oils for whatever your need is. Let me ask you this. Let's say one day I'm dragging, I've been up all night, I got stuff to do, I need energy. So that's that day. Then the next day, okay, I'm up, I'm totally up, I need to come down. Now, can you do those switcheroos with the little things in there?
Yeah, absolutely. Down here. So
It is live TV, guys.
So this is one of the essential oil lockets. Okay. So what you can do is they come with different pads that go in here. So this is all like let me see if I can show that. So this is all mirror polished stainless steel, and so in here you can put like different color pads, and so you can either wash them out or you can just change them based on what oil you want to put in there. But yeah, it's like when I'm wearing these, I wear them when I go to the gym, or when I used to go to the gym when it was open. And,
it will be open again. We're going to put it out there. So when it opens again, you will be wearing them.
And when I was exercising with weights, if I wanted to energize myself, I can do that. Or when I was doing yoga, I could put in, like I love sacred frankincense. That's my favorite oil. And I put it in here. And when I'm in downward dog and it's like resting right here, it just feels like heaven. So it changes the way I feel there. So yeah, you can, I don't sell the essential oils myself, but you can use whatever you decide. I think it's best to use like the real therapeutic grade, authentic essential oils, because they're actually plants, and people have been using plants for like thousands of years to heal themselves. And it just works right to your brain. It's, when you smell something, it goes right to through the olfactory system to the limbic part of your brain, limbic system, which is where all your moods and everything are processed. And so you can change. That's one of the fastest ways to change how you feel.
I love our group. They're talking to me right now. Did you see this? Okay, so I've seen Aaron say, Tamara Hunter sounds like it is balance you are asking for. Thank you very much translating that. And then I love you, Christopher. Not use Red Bull or coffee. Coffee. Okay. I'm sorry. I have to say, I love it. Okay, but I may consider the non-caffeinated. Okay, causes jitters and anxiety before the crash. Yes, I agree. I agree. And truth. Okay, thank you. I love you all. This is what's so fun about having a live Facebook show, that they come and they know you. And they know and they love you, Sanjay, and they're here supporting you. There's so many people, I want to say, that have come, and please share this out, guys. Share this out. It will also be uploaded immediately up into YouTube. Yes, I am populating the YouTube channel with all of the Service Hero shows starting back in 2018, I think, 2017, 18, somewhere in there. So yes, they are coming. And thank you. I'm glad. We love you too. And so, I'm going to drop RaeAnn and I down from the line for a moment, Sanjay, and I'm going to give you an opportunity for you to speak from your heart. I want you to just, you are such a wise, loving, inspired man. And I want people to be able to see that in you, and have a moment with you, with you and them. And then we'll come up, and then we'll wrap up the show after that. Okay. So RaeAnn, stick around. We'll come back right back up.
Okay.
All right. So if I could, back to me, finding out what my passion and purpose was. I think this is a time, like, there's always like someday I'm going to do this. Someday I'm going to try this out, or I'm going to do this. And right now a lot of us have more time than we normally do, and this might be our someday. So I would encourage you to look into like what it is that you're really passionate about. Like what do you want to bring to the world? What is your unique thing? And maybe you might start something like this too. So I hope that inspires you. Um, the other thing I would say is, there's just so much going on right now. I don't watch the news. I kind of keep track of what's going on, but there's just so many things you're seeing that can tend to bring down your vibration. And I would say, like, if you really want to create something awesome, you got to bring that up, bring up your vibration. And so you can do a lot of different things. You could dance, like you guys talked about dancing. I mean, I feel great when I dance. Who doesn't feel great when they dance, right? So you can do things like that. Go exercise outside. I've always wanted to do some meditation every morning, and I finally, after this all started, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make that part of my daily ritual. So every morning, on the weekdays when I start the day out, I just start out by listening to some guided meditation, and just focusing on the breath. And it's really amazing that all these ideas that come into your head when your mind is still and you're not thinking about all these things that are going on. So that's another thing that I do. And just practicing being conscious of all the thoughts that are going through our heads, and understanding that life is really happening for us to be the best versions of ourselves. And that's why we're here, to expand and to grow, and to look at each experience that we're faced with, even though at the time it might not seem like a gift, it is a gift, and to find how you can grow from it. So, and I'm so grateful for you guys to ask me to be here. And I never think of myself as a hero. I mean, you guys are the heroes. I'm just kind of telling my story and doing what I do, doing what I love. And so I really appreciate you having me here. And thank you for all of you guys that have joined. I saw one of my old friends, Rebecca, had joined. She could probably tell you all kinds of stories about me dancing back in the days too.
I love it. In fact, and yeah, I bet, because that dancing, yeah, find the gift. Find the gift. Absolutely. I love that. RaeAnn, thank you for sharing that. And yes, you are a gift and hero. I 100% agree. We have definitely made that case today on today's date, which is before I start to close out the show, I want to give RaeAnn a closing word also to share with Sanjay and with everyone watching, and what it is that you would like to say, because you are the one that nominated this amazing man to be today's service hero.
Oh, thank you, Tamara. Sanjay, you just are such a gift. And I knew it from the moment I met you. And having the conversation with you, having the experience with you, and I love how we kind of challenge each other, like, come on video. And I'm like, oh no. And then, and I'm like, hey, pick out jewelry for me. So I love the energy that we're able to share with each other. And I was thinking about it last night after last night's show. Just the peace that is around you is so warm and so giving. You give it. I don't even know that you're doing it. Like, you're sending it out into the world, and it's such a gift. So I want you to own that. I want you to own what a gift you are. And I just really appreciate that you are in my life and that I get to wear this beautiful thing and think about you. And you talked about self-love, and that is what the world needs, right? And
Yeah.
and there's a lot of bad things going on, but there's so many wonderful things, and it starts with the self-love. So thank you. And Tamara, thank you for listening to my nomination.
Oh,
And
absolutely. I am so thrilled you did nominate him. Thank you
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
And And I want to say to anybody out there watching right now, yes, I am taking nominations for Service Heroes. It's for a couple weeks out. Just take that into consideration right now. However, really, there are so many people that are stepping up at this very moment in time during this period of time and are shifting and turning and pivoting like Sanjay. Sanjay was used to going out there, meeting everybody face to face. What's he doing? He's creating a website. He's going online, visiting with us today, sharing this. And think of it this way. This is the way I like to do it. We call it flip it in our organization, in our closed group. We flip it. We flip things, way of looking at things. And that is possibly, in some cases, possibly the very thing and the magic of timing is that possibly Sanjay was supposed to go live right now with what he's doing and then possibly be able to flip it instead of meeting face to face, which is always so great,
Yeah.
but being able to take it out to people throughout the world now through this medium. You just never know. I want to throw it out there that possibly that was not an accident in timing. And there are many other stories out there that this period of time right now can be inspiring to those that are not necessarily flipping it right now and need to. Because when you do flip it, amazing things happen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so I want to go ahead and close today, which is May the 12th, 2020, the Service Hero Show, 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. Sanjay Shah, we have definitely made the case you are a service hero. Let me tell you, you were nominated by RaeAnn Gardner. It was confirmed by Tamara Hunter and many others within the Chemo Buddies for Life closed group community that you are a service hero. You are out there making a difference through the internet these days, before then, and face to face, and you are making a difference one person at a time, letting them individualize their experience with something as unique and beautiful as something we wear, something that's with us 24/7. And that is an act of love that you created this. And with that, service. So thank you for being the service hero that you are.
Well, thank you guys. I'm really honored, and you guys are inspiring me even more, and it makes me want to bring this to even more people after hearing what you had to say. So thank you.
Good. That's the idea.
And
Yeah,
thanks to all the people that have joined too. So I really appreciate it.
me too. Thank you for being such a supporter of the show. And tonight is Travel Tuesday. We travel, yes, during a pandemic because our minds, the power of them is incredible, and the power of the internet. So tonight in the closed group at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, our guests of the host, chat hosts, which are Skip Thomas, Christopher Kaysen, and myself, will be joined tonight by our new senior ambassador. Just wait, you are going to be going for a fun Tuesday traveling adventure. So join us if you haven't come and joined the close group. Go to Chemo Buddies for Life community and ask to join. We ask one thing: what happens in the closed group, if we talk about it outside, that's okay. But you, it's like Vegas. What goes on there stays there. Thank you very much. Wink, wink. Okay, make it a great day. Until then, we'll see you tonight. Bye, everyone.
Bye.